right now, so you might as well go ahead and smash that subscribe button while you are there. That being said, Clubber D,
Yes,
wow, wow, wow. Before we even get into UFC 300 review, UFC 301 picks, the new boxing matches coming up, we have to talk about the breaking news from last night. Wowzers. Ryan Garcia, a report comes out that alleges him to be using the PED Ostarine, which is a muscle enhancing PED.
It's two of them.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So what was the other one? So tell us that and tell us your first feelings on this.
So before I even jump into that, I would like to say bravo to Ryan Garcia. This man has made the rounds. They have treated this man like he's won a world title when he's beaten Muhammad Ali or Roy Jones Jr. in his prime. It's so many people caping for these guys. It's ridiculous. Okay, I saw him with Trump. Cool. Build your brand. I saw him on a PBD podcast. Cool. Build your brand. And then Deion Sanders invites him in. I'm like, damn, what boxers have Deion Sanders ever invited? But he goes in over to Colorado. He hangs out with them. I'm like, God, I'm shocked. Did he become the first Mexican-American undisputed champion like Andy Ruiz? Did he become the first Mexican undisputed champion like Canelo Alvarez? I'm trying to figure out where is this coming from, but this man has built his legacy on the internet. He has tons and tons of followers on Instagram, things like that. So a lot of his fans, these new fans that know absolutely nothing about boxing, are caping for him hard. It is ridiculous. I'm going to say no pause on that. They're just caping for this guy. And Ryan Garcia, he's not a bad boxer, like I've already said. He just lacks discipline, and he's always had power. Now, I'm not going to get too much in the fight. We all know that. Before we even talk about the drugs, he cheated already. This man was 3.5 pounds overweight. That's you. For one, the title wasn't on line for him being overweight. Anyone that watches boxing or MMA or things of that nature, when it comes to, he's been on there twice. Calm down, Flo. When it comes to, I know PBD. I watch his stuff sometimes. He ain't been on there that much. When it comes to being overweight, if you deplete yourself and you are contractually, I can't say the word right now. If you're supposed to fight at a certain weight and you do not show up at that weight, contractual. There we go. Okay, so if you don't make the weight 1 pound, okay, but 3.5 pounds, that's a lot because the other person depleted their body to make that weight. So you're going to be a lot bigger person in the fight anyway. So automatically, that's one strike. And all the real boxing fans couldn't stand that shit. Now, let's talk about the PEDs. Yes, you get tested same day and the day after the fight. And I think, you unplugged your thing. That's what audio sounds like that. Okay, so you get tested same day and after the fight. Those results don't come back until maybe a week or two later. It's happened to a bunch of fighters. And the thing about it is, I didn't know that this is his first time doing VADA testing. VADA is the main thing in Las Vegas, and for boxing. UFC used to work with VADA and USADA, I'm sorry. And those are the main commissions who do the drug testing. Floyd was a very advocate of this when he did want to fight Pacquiao. He said he wanted the Olympic-style drug testing. Now, let's talk about Ostarine. That's a SARM, okay? A SARM is legal to buy, but it's illegal in sports because, like you said, it increases muscle tissue, lean muscle tissue. It helps with fat loss, okay? And it also helps with endurance and helps you build strength. Now, he got caught with that. You know, who knows? I doubt he's going to get off of these. Who knows? But the second one he got caught with was, hopefully I pronounce it right, is actually an anabolic steroid called nandrolone. Okay, now that one, a couple boxers been caught with that, like Andre Berto, who's good at welterweight. He got caught with a nandrolone, and that's an actual steroid, anabolic steroid, and that's for gaining muscle mass. So if you're taking that fight. If people who watched Ryan Garcia prior to this fight, who actually know him as a boxer, he would always gas that sometimes, okay? So he would gas later in the rounds. His endurance was phenomenal. Hats off to him. I was like, oh, snap, Ryan came correct this fight. But, you know, look at the Ostarine, okay? That helps with endurance. He got caught with that, building the muscle mass, not being able to lose weight. He probably, what I'm thinking, allegedly, possibly, he could have said, you know, I'm doing that androgen, whatever it's called, to build my muscle mass. And then I'm going to take the Ostarine to kind of calm myself down. But that's why he couldn't make weight, because he probably didn't take enough. You know, who knows? But If he gets off this, which I highly doubt, then that's a screw job that's out of this world. But him cheating on the scales and then cheating with PED. If I was Haney, I'd sue his ass for real. I would sue his ass because you're putting your life on the line. People die in that sport.
Yeah, and so I was just going to say that. Can you hear me better on this one, or you hear me better on the other one? By the way,
you're fine. You're good. I hear you.
Okay.
You're A-okay,
because what I'm saying, you can still hear me.
Yeah, you're kind of.
All right. So what I was saying is that yesterday Haney came out and the reports were him and his dad obviously very upset about this. His dad saying, "Trying to hurt my baby." Haney saying people can die. This isn't a joking matter, right? Obviously, you're taking PEDs mixed with antibiotic. Damn it, biolic. Thank you. Steroids. If my tongue would work with me today.
Hey yo.
When you're combining these sorts of reckless.
Yeah.
When you're combining these sorts of things, right? You're doing it in a manner that is allegedly, obviously, you're doing it in a manner that is you're trying to obviously help yourself. Obviously, he knows he had weight issues, which is why he came overweight 3 pounds. He knows he was having issues with strength and development with other things that were going on in his body and things that he was doing or not doing in training. So maybe, again, allegedly, he thought that obviously using these things would help him. And I want to know, before we bring in Mar, who is about to join us here in a second, I want to know, how do you think that could have affected the fight had he not taken those? And do you think that, because his left hook is still lethal no matter what. And Haney's, defense was a little shaky that night, no matter what. So, what do you think about that?
Haney for sure. He didn't account for a left hook. He fought the guy 6 times in amateurs. Haney was throwing a jab, but he wasn't keeping his hand up, which is 1-on-1 when you throw a jab. You know what I'm saying? So it was picking for Garcia to land the left hook. Now, what Haney, I thought, probably was thinking of around McGass, he would outbox him through the whole fight and just embarrass him. So if you look at round 2 through 7, that's what was happening. Haney won those rounds, and then Ryan caught him. It was game over. And then Ryan tried to give the fight away by punching him after the knockout, which was completely stupid. Because if someone does, like I said earlier, if someone doesn't make weight, they're probably going to gas out because they're not in shape. And the fact that Ryan stated he was on it was weird, but. This is the second fight in a row that he did not make weight. He did not make weight his last fight against I think it was Oscar Durante. Yeah, he just fought this past week.
Oscar Durante, yep.
He just fought him. He was 3 pounds overweight in that fight. So that's a problem. People are saying, I listened to Lane Take Jake, and he was like, Ryan Garcia is the best fighter I've seen since Mike Tyson ate a dill pickle. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Wow.
You've never heard of
what the fuck are you talking about?
Roy Jones Jr. You never heard of Evander Holyfield. You never heard of freaking, I don't know, a Bud Crawford, anybody from Mike Tyson till now. What are you talking? That's why these new boxer fans like, bro, you gotta this right here is a smartphone, okay? If you can see my page. It's a smartphone, okay? It's encyclopedia of everything. Do your research. Come on, people. God dang. But anyways. So, it's just, I heard that. He goes,
I tried to tell him too, I tried to tell him.
What are you talking about?
Really ridiculous right now.
Co-signing, and then it's like
he tried to say pound for pound. I'm like, not even. Like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Pound
like,
pound
for a pound boxers now.
Put your wife's hat back on and rise up like the Undertaker again in freaking Walmart. But anyways, one last thing was so Ryan Garcia. What else about his weight? Well, damn, Jake done got me all. Oh yeah, okay, so. One last thing about Ryan Garcia is that I think for him, he's built himself on outside the ring stuff that inside the ring's not really a priority, because I'm sure he's making a lot of money doing other things. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to him with that. But when it comes to this stuff, boxing, he needs to focus on that or just keep moving up, because when this is what it was. Jake said Tank fought him or drained him. Ryan was already fighting at 135, idiot. Okay, he fought at 136, a catch weight. So if he was already fighting at that 130, that's how people don't know what they're talking about. Like, shut the hell up. He only fought twice at 140. It still couldn't make weight at 140. This fight and the fight before, the Tank fight was a catch weight at 136 and 137 when he was already fighting at 135. Ugh. Okay, bring him more. I'm sorry. I had to do that.
Yeah. No,
I heard that bull. I had to walk
yeah.
off when y'all were talking. I was like, man, I'm out of here. This is ridiculous.
Let me step in and give you a rest for a second, my brother. Take a drink. You rested. I know. I take Jake. His horrible takes get us hot all the time. And yes, you're right. Ryan Garcia has relied a lot on his social media following to get him to where he is. Yes, he has a lethal left hook, and yes, he could have still possibly won the fight. But obviously, allegedly, anytime you take these things, they are going to help you in the sport of boxing. That being said, another person.
Caping comment number 2.
That being said, another person
get out of here.
Who has an amazing social media following, an amazing game, because he is everywhere on every show, doing everything, blessing us with his time. You check him out on IOW Sports Network. It is our friend of the show, Wild Card Mark.
Man, what's happening, fellas? I appreciate you inviting me to the show, man. I love what y'all doing. Man, Clubber D, my man O, what's happening? What's happening, man?
Hey, my brother. My bad, I kept you in the waiting room for so long. I apologize.
Now you good. I was enjoying Clubber, just had to let off some steam because I think we've all been there when Jake says some dumb shit and it kind of boils your blood just a tad bit, so you gotta release. I understand.
I had to log off. Said boop. Can't listen to me. I'll catch y'all next week. This is some bullshit. I can't. This is some straight bullshit. Like, leave.
So here's my take. Yeah, no, I don't blame him. So here's my take on Ryan Garcia. So I got 2 things on it. All right, one, I do think I'm 100% with Clubber. I think Ryan is lazy, but he's knowing how to play the game on to get followers and how to get his name recognized. Right. Now, when he actually puts in effort, I think he could be a solid, damn good boxer if he actually gave a damn. Because he admitted he was doing a lot of heavy drinking during the lead up to the fight. He's been doing up with tequila ever since. So, he's showing tendencies of, hey man, let me get my fame from boxing. I don't really care half the time if I really care about boxing. That's on him. He's enjoying the money, whatever. All right, so that's one thing.
Right.
Now with the steroids, is it a cop out? Is it a corner cutter? Yeah. But here's my thing about PEDs in sports. I think we should allow it. And the reason why we should allow it is because I think that's a personal decision. If that person wants to cut that corner and let them deal with the consequences that comes with it after the usage. Because they have the ones that have to worry about the ball shrinkage and the back pimples and it's their health they're putting at risk. Let them do that. That's their decision. That's their choice. I'm just of the belief where I'm not the one that's going to escape and be like, oh, well, you're tainting the sport. You're jeopardizing the integrity of the sport. And I want to always preference hey, can we always remember that betting in sports has been going side by side in a relationship for over 100+ years. So let's not have that conversation about integrity of the sport when you literally been in bed with betting, sports betting, before even PEDs was even introduced to any sport. So if that's the route that we're going to take about the integrity of the sport, I'm like, whoa, now, hold on.
Now where I would push back at, and I think Clubber D is, I'll let him supplant this argument because I heard him say this earlier. What about when it comes to the fact that using this sort of thing, right, mixing these sort of anabolic and androgenic, they have the androgenic properties and all these things that make you stronger and faster and more lean. What if you hurt the other person because you are strong, bigger, stronger, faster?
No, I hear you. I hear you. It's that is slightly dangerous, and that plays a part into it. But it's not like they're fighting a regular type of fighter. They're fighting another professional, and it might give you a slight advantage. It might not. At the end of the day, if I'm Devin Haney, hey, let me make sure that I'm still preparing myself to get myself in position and go against the weakness of Ryan Garcia. Make sure I'm putting myself in position to highlight the strengths that I have as Devin Haney. Now, you know, I know it's a very polarizing subject. It's a very, you know, subject that people are going to end up on other sides of it. I'm not a fan. I play sports. I probably would have never doped. That's just because I feel like if God didn't give me that gift, then I just wasn't meant to have it. You know, that's just me. So, but I'm going to do my part and handle the things that I know that I can do as an individual. I'm going to make sure I'm going to stay in the gym, and I'm going to eat right, and I'm going to train right, and I'm going to do these and make myself the best, you know, version of myself athletically, without, you know, cutting corners. But,
well,
you know,
yeah, brother. This is what I would say. I would agree to disagree.
Yeah,
now,
of course.
That's the point.
One of my favorite comedians, rest in peace, John Witherspoon, was like, Barry Bonds, everybody 2 steroids, bang, bang, bang. He did a little skit about that.
Yeah.
You know. Now, if you're doing sports like that, yes, no, maybe so. Okay. Whenever you go inside a cage or a ring and you're going to cause physical harm to the next person, and that person has a artificial advantage against you, and he could possibly kill you, I have a problem. Brock Lesnar was sued, or I'm sorry, Mark Hunt sued the UFC at UFC 200. Was it 200? It was UFC New York when they fought, because Brock Lesnar was juiced to the gills, and they knew that, and they still let him fight. And Mark Hunt sued the UFC.
I remember that. Yeah.
If you can't, like, you cannot do. I don't. If we're fighting, it should be straight up. Okay. If you're juicing whatever, I don't agree with that. That's where I draw the line. Now, baseball, I don't think juicing has anything to do with your hand-eye coordination. Probably not, but there's some steroids to help you lose weight, strengthen your tendons, things of that nature. Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking away at all, but I'm just thinking in combat sports, I don't think juicing should be a thing, because boxers have literally died. I was at the freaking National Harbor with Matisse. I forgot what undercard that was when he killed somebody, and he didn't kill him in the ring, but he died shortly after. I was at that fight, so
that's a fair point.
Boxers die from this stuff. So, like I said, if I was Devin Haney, I sue his ass. Now, a lot of these capers out there for Ryan Garcia that are saying, "Oh, it's a Haney team." It's VADA. It's not the Haney team. So let's calm down with that. You know, so it's a lot of weird hate I see a lot towards Devin Haney when he has nothing to do with the drug testing. It's totally out of his hands. It's just that it's a championship fight, and this is the first time that Ryan Garcia has been drug tested by VADA. So that kind of like raised the red flag to me. He's like, damn, this motherfucker been doing this whole time, or is he just now getting caught? Because, you know,
probably just not getting caught.
Yeah, you know, it's like,
and I mean, at that point, you have to assume that, right? Because if this is his first time being tested by VADA, and you're right, just to make sure everybody knows, it was not Haney's team. It was
it wasn't him at all.
It was the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, VADA, and he tested positive for, as was mentioned, 19 norendostrin, which is what Clubber D was talking about earlier, and the ostarine. So again, this is not something that was done by the other team. This is something that was done medically, and this is all allegedly. They still have to send his B sample out. They still have to send his B sample out. And he gets 10 days to get that retested. Yep. But right now, it's not looking so good for him. No. Whether he,
I hope he didn't dope. I hope he didn't dope. Now what you're talking shit, but I hope he didn't dope. I hope he didn't.
I definitely want to preface my comments, because I made those comments on my show earlier, and I made it in reference of, in baseball, it brought entertainment to a point where baseball was dead, and you had the home run race, you had Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire hitting baseballs out the damn stadium, and it brought eyes. So that's why I made that statement off that point. Now, Clubber D has a great point. Now, when it comes to combat sport, you know, trust me, I am not a fan of anybody perishing because of a sport. It should never happen. So I'm with you on that. And that's why I want to preference the remarks that I made were based off of the fact that if it brings in entertainment, because that's what these sports are supposed to do,
That's true.
So if it's in the matter of entertaining your masses that are consuming your content, hey man, have at it. Because I don't. My argument has always been, don't talk about, you know, you're shaming or you're messing with the integrity or the purist of the sport, when I'm like, no, we can't even, have even a thought process of every sport that we watch. Even tonight, basketball's going right now. Are you going to tell me that nobody's thinking at all? Nobody's shaving points? No, is thinking. Like, there's always, every time I turn on any sporting event, I always have a thought: who's mailing it in to shave points? Mm-hmm. Who's doing this to make sure that we hit the under or the over, or
it's funny you bring that up, because I didn't realize this till later. I saw someone commented last night when I posted it, the homie Josh, but Ryan Garcia bet on himself at 112 million, which is perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. I don't care about that. But if you knowingly or not knowingly did something illegal to get that win, you can't get the money back. But if I lost money, he got to see me. You know what I'm saying? Bro. Hey, I live in a two-way state. He gonna have to see me. I'm sorry, bro. He gonna have to see me.
I completely agree. No, yeah, I completely agree. And making money off of it too. If you are actually
ban this guy, man, ban him. What is going on?
And again, Flo, just get off. You are such. God. You are such. I mean, I'm a LeBron hater
Cowboy.
too.
That's the Cowboy fan type stuff. That's Cowboy fan
stuff. And again, everybody, this is all allegedly. Again, it was Vada and Wada, and again, Wada tested the Ostarine.
Yeah.
Now I will say, as you all were arguing the baseball versus combat sports, I will say that's where I split the line. Right, something this Ostarine, which, to let everybody know the exact definition, it's used to aid performance by helping athletes build muscle mass and enhance the rate of fat loss, increase stamina and recovery ability. As Clubber D had said earlier, I just wanted to mention it again.
One thing, Omar. Before you finish, I'm sorry. One thing is that Sean O'Malley and Daniel Rodriguez in UFC have tested positive for Ostarine before. So it's happening in UFC also. And they got, as Errol Hawane posted, they got slap on the wrist. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
No. I appreciate that, because that helps my argument. That's where I cut the line. Baseball, fine. It's for entertainment purposes. Go be Mark McGuire. Go be Sammy Sosa. My favorite player ever is Jose Canseco. He is the steroid king. He is the chemist. He is the inventor of steroids in baseball. So I cannot say anything but that. But when it comes, yeah, exactly. He was the original Ebola monkey. You know what I mean? He was the outbreak. You know what I mean? So, but when it comes to combat sports, I have to agree with Clubber D. Putting somebody's life on the line and having that extra oomph, I would be pissed if I was Haney's camp as well. So we will see what happens with this. A lot to come. Again, this is all allegedly, so you'll hear from us later on this. Yes, we know, Flo. It is all alleged. Get off his dick. Jeez Louise, Flo.
That's sad, because the actual paper was posted before. They posted the paper today, so that's why stop with the witch hunt. It's
right.
Posted.
So,
the paper has been posted.
They got a report on it, right?
ESPN maybe, but if you look at other boxing sources, they actually have a shot of the paper that says yes, what he tested for. So it's legit.
So it doesn't look good. 10 days for the B sample.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, you don't beat those. Sometimes
Vada is hard to beat.
Yeah.
John Jones, Canelo, all these fighters, Shannon Briggs,
Canelo,
Brandon Rios.
Oscar getting a little spicy with each other.
I'm gonna get on that, but all those guys have tested positive for steroids. So let's be clear: he's not the first, he's not the last, but it's happened before in combat sports where fighters have tested positive and people move on like it didn't happen. Okay, there's no way to.
I mean,
see, this is what happens when newbies who don't know Vada, don't know combat sports, say stuff like that. I'm sorry, Flo. Stop. This is when newbies jump in and be like, "Why did he get 3 points for the extra point? It's not a field goal." No, it's an extra point. Calm down. Okay, just watch the sport. I know it's new to you. Watch the sport. Virgil Ortiz, who has a 100% knockout radius. Mexican American from I think Dallas or San Antonio, Texas. Follow him. He's phenomenal. Okay, follow him. Don't follow Ryan Garcia. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? There are a lot better boxers out there, and look, Ryan Garcia, you want to do your thing, make your money on social media, go out, live the life. I appreciate and approve. When people like to go out and go limousine riding as.
Woo! Dylan.
That's all allegedly. How dare you?
All allegedly. Don't watch Dark Side of the Ring. All right. Anyways,
Yeah, I know, right?
back on to our next subject. We did have Wildcard Mar on for UFC 300. So let's do a quick hitter review on the fights that we saw that night. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my boy Clubber D, the Combat G. I mean, if y'all haven't been paying attention this year, you should be paying attention to his picks, because I would like to announce today that Clubber D was 9 for 11 on UFC 300 picks.
Hold on. Say that again. Say that. Let me see this corn comment. There we go.
He got 9 out of 11 picks correct. And if you add that to his previous 6 out of 7 on the year, Clubber D is now 25 for 28 on the year.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Hey, you are allegedly an expert, sir. You're allegedly.
I don't get paid for it. I love the sport.
Expert.
I watch the sport. I love it. Okay. I can't tell you about golf too much. I can't tell you about baseball too much. I can't tell you about basketball too much. Football I can, but MMA and boxing, that's my thing. I'm sorry.
I love
that is quite impressive, my friend. That's over a 90% winning.
Some impressive numbers.
Thank you.
Amar, would you agree? I think someone needs to start paying this man for his opinion. Hey. DraftKings, FanDuel, where you at?
If not that, I think Clubber D should make up his own page and give out advice and have people subscribe to his page if they want to get that betting line when it comes to MMA and boxing. They might make some money.
I might just allegedly do that because I'm wearing a hat right now and I'm looking wolfy because the hairline is in effect of not being here. So I'm not going to see the barber till tomorrow to tighten me up because I know everybody's out there. Yes, I know. Trust me. Look, I know I look young, but I'll be turning 42 on Saturday. So I'll be tightened up tomorrow. Be ready for all my activities.
Birthday.
And I need some money. Daddy need a new hairline. All right, I need something. Okay.
Don't LeBron it, bro. Don't LeBron it, bro.
LeBron got that spray.
Don't LeBron it.
That's right. See, finally you recognize, Flo. Finally you recognize. So y'all go put in them bets at whatever platform you use, and ESPN, the rest of us, y'all come get us. We're here for you. Clubber D, Wildcard Marmy, we all here for you, and you get the expert with it. You 25.
And looking at Walmart,
beat that with his pick.
Looking at Moore's hat, I'm not going to turn my hat around because you don't need to see the White Sox. Okay, you don't need to see that.
We don't need to talk about that. Although the White Sox had a 3-game sweep.
We did. We got the Rays. We got them. Mm-hmm. I was tapped in.
All right. Well, let's get it. Let's jump into this UFC 300 real quick hitters on what we saw. Some people have considered this to now be one of the greatest cards in history. I will leave that up to you gentlemen to decide. Okay. But some of the major fights that we saw, right? Kayla Harrison made her statement in her UFC debut. I know you both chose her to win. She defeated Holly Holm via second round submission, rear naked choke. Yuri Prochazka defeated Rakic via second round TKO. Arman Tsarukyan, thank you. Arman took the number 1 contender spot from former champ Charles Oliveira. Wei Li defended her strawweight title against Zhang Yanyan in the first historic Chinese women's bout. Max Holloway, had an amazing, which I know you old gentlemen will talk about, knockout victory when they just decided in the last 10 seconds to go toe-to-toe and throw some dick beaters like they ain't never seen throw no dick beaters in their life, suckers. Shout out D-Clubs near Ridge. Record. And then finally, AP defended his light heavyweight title, against Jamal Hill, which Clubber D, you correctly predicted a first round TKO.
Yeah.
So, Clubber D, go ahead. Tell me your thoughts on this huge historic card. Is it the greatest card ever? What was your favorite fight? What are your thoughts?
Whew. I would say probably the best action pack from top to bottom, a UFC card. And they had names, not just like, oh snap, I found out 2 days ago this fight was good. No, from top to bottom, from start to finish, this whole card was amazing. Okay, they had Cody Garbrandt in the freaking, I think it was the prelims, or
Figueiredo was the first fight on the early prelims.
Yeah, it was the first fight, like 2 ex-champions fighting to open the show. So that tells you what it is.
Crazy.
And not to detour to boxing, but the August 3rd card that Turkey Sheik is putting on with Buzz Crawford is going to rival this in boxing. I'm telling you that right now. All the names that got on that card, people fighting each other. That is going to rival this card. I'll cover that later. But this card to me was probably the best I've seen. Only problem I had was that I had Charles Oliveira winning, and Armand was out. I'm sorry what anyone says. If you watch that video, Armand was out on that guillotine, and then he came back and got out the hold. You look at his arm, look at his body. He was out. And then he woke back up, and then he won the fight. So I'm a little mad at that. I should have been 10 for 11. But besides that, card was phenomenal. I would say for me, besides the main event, which I knew was Kayla Harrison, because she's a ball of muscle. Like, she got down to, was it 135 or 125? It was 135.
Mm-hmm.
And she's usually fights at 125. And for her to lose that weight, and reportedly she put on another 20 pounds day of to replenish. I was shocked that she even made weight. I was shocked that I had her winning, but I was shocked that she dominated the way she did against Holly Holm. And Holly Holm should, she's around my age. It's time to just come on over. Come on over.
Ooh, might be time to.
It's going
to hang him up.
You're shopping. Come on over. Okay, sit your old ass down.
And so, I mean, as you mentioned, it was historic because there were 12 current or former champions on the card. Before we go to Mar, I want to know your thoughts on that Holloway Gaethje ending.
Woo. Oh,
You going to Clubber?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, yeah. I was talking to you, Clever. What were your thoughts on that?
Oh, my brother said Mar. I thought, my bad. I totally forgot.
Oh,
I thought you said Mar. My bad.
Okay.
Holloway. That is the epitome of those two type of fighters. Okay, and that's what the UFC was started on. Okay, the UFC started with Royce Gracie, Frank Shamrock, Tank Abbott, and all those when it was like not many rules, but then it got to more structured rules. But then later, no one cared about UFC, and the most pivotal fight in UFC history was the finale of the Ultimate Fighter show with Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonner, rest in peace, where people tuned in and the ratings skyrocketed from first round to the third round. Okay, so you heard it too. Thank you, Flo.
I said before we go to Mar, Clubber, what are your thoughts on the Holloway Gaethje ending? That's what I said.
I got you. But from that fight, that was the basis of the new age UFC fans, where stand and bang. So that to me was a homage to how the UFC got to where it is now, with them two saying 10 seconds left, let's do this. Hands to face. Let's see who stays up the whole time. So I would say, that's
Mar, what did you think about that ending?
Man, bruh. That was straight up like, hey man, no running, no hiding, knuckle up. Like my man Max said, nah, Justin, right here.
He was winning the fight.
Right here.
Thank you. He was winning. He could have lost everything just in that last 10 seconds.
Yeah, trust me, Justin Gaethje definitely could have got him. But I will say this. I think it was either round 1 or 2 when right at the end of that round where Gaethje got caught in the lip, in the nose by Holloway, and kind of busted him up. And I was like, oh, that turned the fight around. And it kind of, because I thought Gaethje was going to win it, but because I'm like, man, Holloway kind of been in a lot of wars like this before, maybe he wear it down. Nah, man, that was just the ultimate. Man, I can't even lie. I wish that would have had more implications on the fight than just the BMF title. I enjoy the BMF title. I get it why they got it, But I definitely would have preferred it if one of the weight class belts was on it, on that type of fight right there, where you just got guys literally standing in the ring and saying, "No, don't run, motherfucker, bring your ass right here, let's go." And they threw them hands, and Gaethje got caught at the last second before the bell went to 0. And
damn, that's crazy.
So yeah, that's probably. I will say this. That's probably one of the craziest
metaverse. That melatonin.
Oh yeah, put him straight to sleep. Like it was so fired that, hey man, Pat McAfee had to bring him on Monday to talk about it 2 days later, about how dope that knockout was. Like that went viral for a whole week. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, that definitely stole the show. The main event.
What are your thoughts on it being the greatest card of all time? Or what was your thoughts on the main event? Was that your favorite fight?
Well, no, I honestly, I think the as in the greatest card. I mean, you can make your debates about it. You could have valid points that from pound for pound, from fight to fight, it can measure up to a lot of top cards that UFC has put on. You could definitely make that case. But to me, that's almost like a very objective debate on how you feel about it. Almost to the LeBron Jordan GOAT debate. I mean,
Lord have mercy, those. Woo.
Yeah, it's very objective. So I would never be mad if they said that was probably the best card that UFC's put on. I was entertained. So that's all that matters. So that's definitely objective. It's definitely in the conversation for sure. If you could say of best cards that UFC has put on. Now in the main event, AP, I knew he was going to win that fight because my man that he was taking on was a little bit too overconfident. I thought he was, kind of looking past his opponent and like he already had the fight in bag. And I'm like,
they got real power.
Then my man hit him with. So I was like, yeah, you kind of deserve that. So I mean, hey, when you see entertainment, fight fans want to see finishes. We want to see finishes. And don't get me wrong, if it goes to decision and it was an entertaining fight, they was going back and forth, beating the shit out of each other, cool. That's still entertaining, but for the most part, fight fans want to see some finishes. I want to see somebody get knocked the hell out or
right. Hell yeah.
So, hey, belt on the line.
Hell yeah.
He was talking shit. I knocked his ass out. I love shit like that. I love it. Especially when a joker been talking cold cash shit and you go in there and sleep his ass. Yeah.
It's bad when you get knocked out. It's kind of like when Conor McGregor, when Dustin Poirier knocked him out. When he knocked him out, Conor kind of woke up and was like, "Check, please." Like when Joe Flacco got knocked out in that game against it was a Thursday night game against Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I remember that.
Kiko Alonso hit him, and the helmet came off. He's like, "Check, please. Is that on us, or who got to pay this bill?" Like,
man, I didn't drink these mini Remy's. Who is this?
Like, please, where am I? Remember when Don Beebe back in the day got hit and his arm stuck in the air? Like it's just, it happens like that.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Well, hey, where was Conor at? Where was your favorite saying about where Conor ended up?
Oh, he's a slumber party.
He's on the slumber party on the sectional. Just
he was on the sectional. Yeah, he was on sectional with him, Nate Robinson. Who else was there? Ben Askren at the time.
I forgot about Nate Robinson.
Ben Askren got on there twice with Jake Paul, and he got on there with Jorge Masvidal. So he just said, "I want to come back to the slumber party." Nate Robinson was the first one on the sectional.
Stupid.
I forgot. I gotta bring that back, Omar. I gotta bring the sectional back. I gotta bring it. I'm gonna do a short.
I just remembered it out of nowhere. That's hilarious.
Woke up like, what happened? Where was that? What happened?
Who that?
Too funny.
And then you got people like Haney when he got knocked out. He wasn't on sectional, but he was on where's my change at? Just looking around like, did I drop my keys? Like what? Where'd I go?
That man was on skates.
Oh man, it was bad. Whew.
Yeah,
Jesus.
no, it was really bad. Well, all right. Well, cool. That was an awesome 300 review. What a great card. I agree with y'all. I don't think it was the greatest card of all time, but it was a banger, especially the ending to that Holloway Gaethje fight. Nothing more needs to be said about that. That being said, before we do move on to UFC 301, which we're just going to do some quick picks, excuse me. I do want to promote our next show that is going to be for UFC 302, although we may come on a little earlier. Just subscribe to Ball and Buzz and you'll find out. But right now we are scheduled for our next show to be 5/30/24. You can see it on the bottom of your screen there. Thursday, May 30th, which, by the way, it is Clubber D's birthday on Saturday. I might as well also wish a happy birthday today to my mother, my lovely mother. I love you. We're in Puerto Rico.
Hey.
It is her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
And funny enough,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Please do. And then funny enough, on our next show, 5:30, that's my dad's birthday. So there you go. We're just doing them all over birthdays.
Birthdays all around, you know what I'm saying?
So, but all right, let's move on. Again, 5:30/24. That is going to be a Thursday. Join us again, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Again, please subscribe. Ball and Buds, BALLAND BUDS. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You're there right now. Just do it.
Add us
right now. Go.
After you add us, we're do a pause. Add us, and then pause. Add the bottom line on Facebook. Add them. Pause, and then add IOW Sports.
Yes, sir.
So we'll give you guys a second.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that again.
And
add IOW Sports, add the bottom line, and then add Ball and Buds.
Yeah, you can never go wrong.
And
with all three.
And depending what channel you're on, right? You could just jump to the others right now. Let's say you're on IOW Sports now. Just jump over to Ball and Buds real quick. Mar won't miss those 5 seconds. You can come back and view it.
Nah, I ain't gonna miss those 5 seconds, man.
By the way, Mar, go ahead and let them know again where you are at all places, and then we'll move on to 301.
Hey, man, I make it real easy. Just go on over to my Twitter handle, Twitter at KC I literally post every content that I do. I do so much. I'm all over the place, like O said. I really am. It's because at some point,
man, right there.
Somebody gonna give me some damn money for this shit. So I'm
damn right.
So follow this man and Mar. Let me know. Hit me up on the side or whatever, because I want to come over and talk some shit. So just let me know.
Hey, anytime.
I'll talk to my publicist. I'll see what's up.
Anytime, club, man. I love to have you on, man. Yeah, man. That's where you can find me. Twitter, KC Walker Mar, and primarily IOW Sports Network. That's the sports channel I and myself and Detroit Mail headed up. And
Shout
then
Detroit Mail.
Yeah, at 6 Productions, my fellas over there. My man Ryder and Censor, I do stuff with the Graveyard Shift with him. My man Bobby G, we do the Friday nights, we do the Audible podcast. So like, man, I love collabing. I love collabing with great minded people like Clubber and Omar that love just, we got a passion for this, and hopefully we can all turn this to some finances. So that's why we do it.
Hairline.
Yeah.
I would take it off, but how you do it? It's bad.
Let me second that right now. That man is on more shows, got more shows than Pat McAfee's got shows. And yes, all three of us, all three of us, you can find us and
Ancestry.com, bro.
Might be. And yes, you can find us. So come on and find us. We're all looking for some good money, and we're willing to put together something for y'all. So we work hard for this. That being said, let's go ahead and move on to UFC 301. Y'all, we all know it's a little bit of a meh, as the kids say, meh card, right? But it is in Brazil, which is always a raucous atmosphere, so to say. So we do have, we're going to talk about the co-main and main real quick. And the reason we're going to talk about the co-main is because there's a legend involved. Mm-hmm. And the legend's name is Jose Aldo.
Oh my gosh.
Jose.
And I know Clubber D, sorry, Jose, excuse me. I apologize. Yeah, before I get my ass beat. Excuse me. Louise. I'm completely wrong for that. Back from retirement, but he did have 3 boxing matches in the meantime. I know Clubber D loves Jose Aldo, so we'll see what happens here, but he's going up against Jonathan Martinez, who's on a 6-fight winning streak dating back to 2021. So, gentlemen, start with Clubber D, obviously. What do you all think about the Aldo versus Martinez co-main event?
Yeah, you mentioned they were in Brazil. I think last time they were in Brazil was when Alameda did a long 5-round against Derek Lewis, which was annoying because it's just lay and pray wrestling. But Brazil's been known to have some upsets. That's where Stipe Miocic beat oh my god, I forgot his name. It'll come back to me in a second. But Stipe Miocic beat their champion, who's Brazilian. And so Jose Aldo, for me, I feel like they just put him on the card because they want to sell tickets. He's a legend. He retired back in 2022. He's had boxing. He had a draw against Jeremy Stevens. Then he fought a recent boxer. I guess he unanimous decision, but he's done MMA in about 2 years. 37 years old, and he was a flyweight god coming from WEC, whooping Uriah Faber and beating everybody else until he lost to Conor McGregor, and that kind of changed everything for his trajectory of his career. But Jose Aldo, he's the GOAT he used to be the GOAT at that division, but I would say
Fabricio Verdum, by the way.
Fabricio Verdum. There you go. And so I would say, although I think they got him just to say, hey, you want some money? You in shape? And we want to sell some tickets. And the card is basically littered with Brazilian people, as it should be.
On every match.
Everybody's just Brazilian, which is, hey, you got to do that.
Yeah,
do that in London, also Manchester, with Leon Edwards fights and Aspinall. But for Jonathan Martinez, this guy, number 12 rank, going against somebody who's not ranked. Yes, he has a 6-fight win streak. The problem that I'll say right now is that division, okay? The star power. That's the issue. They don't have much star power in that division. And the fact that
Jonathan Martinez.
Exactly. I that's the homie from the gym. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy, Jonathan Martinez. That's
right.
Sounds
like my cousin.
That's the youngin over there. You know what I'm saying? That's my dude. But it's like there's no star power. So I'm gonna go with Martinez because although yes, cool fighting in front of your crowd, but just like Holly Holm and others, and again, 42, not 44. But hey, if I get to 44, I'll be happy to get that way to that age flow. But although
trying to age you on
old ass down. I got Martinez. Sit your old ass down. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
And it does line up a bit. Allegedly, people are saying it lines up a bit suspiciously with the UFC separation from USADA. But people don't want to speculate. So
that's why Conor McGregor's fighting. Juiced up. Let's.
Wild card, Mark, what do you think about this fight?
Yeah, go ahead, Warren. You got it.
No, man, I've always, Clubber alluded to it. I've always been a fan of Aldo ever since his WEC days. He was dominating over there. His reign at the top didn't last that long into the UFC by the time they acquired WEC, but I've always been a fan of him since WEC days. Now here's my thing. I think I'm gonna actually go with Aldo in this match only because, he's just fighting for the love of the fight. He's not necessarily. I don't think he's trying to make another run at a title, but I could be wrong. I'm just speculating. But hey, just him. This almost seems like a farewell. Like UFC's in Brazil. I'm Brazilian. My family is here. My home country. I'm just gonna go out with a bang and let the chips just fall where they may. And when you fight in that type of situation, man, you liable to, just put on a hell of a show just for the hell of it. Now Jonathan Martinez is fighting for a little bit more, but who knows how he can handle a atmosphere like this, where there won't be too many Jonathan Martinez.
They are raucous.
It won't be too many Jonathan Martinez fans rooting for him in this fight when the
sure easy crowd. I love it.
How can he handle that atmosphere and that pressure? So if you're asking me, I think more pressure is on Jonathan Martinez to put up a better showing than Aldo. Aldo's already a legend to those people. He can do no wrong.
Right.
He could do no wrong. He's fighting carefree. So I'm gonna go with Aldo with the upset. The older statesman pulls the upset.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I was on the fence, but I think you convinced me. I think I'm going to go Aldo as well. I was on the fence there because I like how Martinez was riding high, but I think you convinced me that Aldo's experience may just be a little, and the carefreeness of what he's going to do may be a little too much for Martinez.
And what's funny is that
all right.
I was gonna do a caveat, but I totally forgot. That's why I hold my hand up.
Go ahead,
now. Go ahead, Mark. No. I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna say caveat after he did it, but because it dawned on me, and I got the check mark on my little sheet here, that I wouldn't be surprised if Aldo won, because it could be like a Robbie Lawler last time, fighting.
Hoorah!
Yeah, one last hurrah. But you know what I'm saying, I can see that happen. I can see that happening because I'm a big fan. This man had 9 title defenses from WEC to UFC. He was like Mara tell you, like, I forgot what channel WEC was on, but it was before UFC bought that. It was on some low budget channel. But I used to watch him, Uriah Faber, Cub Swanson, Dominic Cruz,
Anthony Pettis,
Ben Henderson.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? They never had people. Chael Sonnen, he was there before UFC. They didn't have like heavier, like I don't think they had heavyweights there. Just stopped at like middleweight. But yeah, WEC was a thing. Was just like Strikeforce before they got bought by Bellator or bought by UFC. I was a big time nerd. I way back to Dream days. Sorry, not Dream. Dream. Yeah. Or Pride.
That's why
Pride
he knows his shit, my friends. And also, so Jose Aldo, one of the greatest of all time, definitely his reign there was not as biggie for it tall. It was not short like leprechauns, but rather tall like skyscrapers, my friend.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Hey, you like that? All right, now since 2011, I have a professor stat for you, my gentlemen friends. That sounded really. Pause that. That sounded reckless as hell.
That wasn't bad,
my friends. I don't need to say gentlemen friends. Okay, it sounded all right. Anyways. Professor Stat. All right, here we go. Since 2011, Brazilians facing non-Brazilians in events in Brazil hold a 225 and 127 record. That is a 64% winning percentage of Brazilians in Brazil, and usually Dana faces them against non-Brazilians anyway. So there you
go. One other fun stat. I just thought about this, and I was just going to go with that angle.
Yes.
For Fabricio Verdum, might be the only man that, while in Australia, threw a boomerang at Kobe Covington for disrespecting Brazilians and their crowd. He threw it at his video of it. He threw a boomerang and popped upside the head. Because Kobe Covington said there's some shithole, dirty people, dirty fans, because he won there. And this is when he's doing his MAGA stuff, and he kind of shit on Brazilian, saying it was a shithole country when he won in Brazil. And Jim was like, "You talk about where I live?" He took a boomerang, pop, threw it at his ass.
That's wild.
It's on YouTube. Go ahead and look that up. Fabricio Verdum throwing a boomerang at Kobe Covington. Check that out.
That is crazy. I'm gonna check that out.
Any hate towards Kobe Covington is all right with me.
Hey, even Trump turned his back on. Trump was like, I lose money betting on you.
That says a lot.
Oh, wow.
Number one grifter. Garcia tried to follow like him, but that's
there you go.
Story. That's another story.
Wow. And the accuracy you have to hit somebody with a boomerang anyways from that far away.
They were pretty close. They were pretty close. He just chucked it down.
Oh, okay.
Verdum's like 6'5".
That's still funny.
Kobe's like short, so he's like, whoop, threw it at his ass.
Hey, Mara, I know you do need to get out of here soon. So whenever you want to hop off, you're more than welcome to, but we would love to keep you on as long as you want. But please let me know.
I'm actually head out right now. I just, I appreciate y'all.
Well, go ahead and plug your stuff again for us, brother.
Yeah, plug it, please.
No doubt. But before we do, man, I always love what y'all do, Clubber D and Omar, man. I've been, behind the scenes, just watching y'all content for a few months now, because I'm like, I love what they talk about, especially, because you guys keep me back into the MMA game, because I've been a big MMA nerd. I kind of fell off a little bit, but then just listening to YouTube, it kind of, my love for MMA and boxing. I wish boxing get it together. All right, get it together, boxing, because
it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming back. It's coming back, but we need to get back to that place where we was getting all the dream fights that we want. But man, always appreciate y'all. Hey, like I said earlier, go on over to KC Wildcard Mar on the Twitter. I literally post every last thing that I do just to make it easier for you guys. Because if I spill out everything that I do, I will be here for another 30 minutes. So just going over to Twitter, man. Just going over to Twitter. Hey, Clubber D, Omar, my brothers. I appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, my brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for blessing the show. We wish you the best. Go check out Wildcard Mar. He's actually getting on another show now. Like I said, more shows than Pat McAfee. We love you, brother. Go check out IOW Sports. Thank you, Wildcard Mar, brother.
Hey, I am Jamaican. All right, fellas.
Cool running. That's the man right there. Shout out to Wildcard Mar, man. That's a great dude, man. You need people in life like him, me, Omar, Flo, Canteen. I'll be nice. Say hot take Jake. You need people good people in your life. Maybe
not. Maybe not Jake.
Just saying.
Maybe not Jake.
Jake's.
Maybe not Jake. Maybe not Jake. Because Jake is a joke. Just like this main event that we have going on. I'm just joking, Jake. I'm just joking. I love you. But I think that I think I know what Wildcard Mar's prediction would be anyway. So we'll get to that in a second. But let's just get into this real quick. So UFC 301. Obviously, it's a bit early to declare the flyweight division cleaned out because the flyweight has been in a state of disarray since Mighty Mouse Demetrius Johnson left when he defended the title 11 times from 2012 to 2017. Since then, no fighter has successfully defended their title more than twice. So this has the champion now, Alexander Pantoja, who has a 2-fight winning streak as a champion and also has multiple former wins over Brandon Moreno, former champion, and multiple-time challenger Brandon Royval that we saw a few UFCs ago. That being said, he is going against an up-and-comer, Steve Erceg, who is only 3-0 in the UFC, but is an impressive run after a second-round knockout of number 11th ranked contender Matt Snell back in March. Yet, he has not had any time in the championship rounds. Clubber D, obviously, you are the expert here. I'm going to let you get to the analysis, but my question to start us off is this too much too soon for this guy?
I mean, he's 12-1. He's at a 10-fight win streak, only 2 knockouts and 6 submissions. 4th fight in the UFC, 3-0 in the UFC. I believe he's ranked 10th in the UFC. You're going against the champion. So that tells you what I just mentioned earlier about the flyweight division. Okay. The champion fighting someone ranked 10th. The champion fighting someone ranked 10th. All right, there you go.
Makes no sense.
Alexander Pantoja, he's Brazilian. You want to put on a card for the Brazilian fans. That's a market for them. A lot of ex-champions and fighters are Brazilian. I think, like Mara said, and myself and Mara said, that they are putting this on for the Brazilian crowd. I think Pantoja is gonna make an example of him. I do not see it going. No, you know what? I'll say maybe a round 4 stoppage for Pantoja. If it goes 5 rounds, it'll be a 5-round ass whooping. I think he's going to embarrass this kid. Okay. Wow. There's going to be no club banger. I could, if I'm wrong, you know what? I will take no, I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do because it probably won't happen.
No, but that's why I
will take a shot of V8 on here. Okay. If Steve, I'm calling by his first name like I know him. If you beat Pantoja, okay, I will take a shot of V8, which I hate. Okay, I will take a shot of that on here live the next show. But Pantoja is going to win probably 4th round. It's a knockout early, but I'm saying 4th round stoppage. If it goes 5 rounds, it's going to be an ass whooping. You have a decision. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, and this is kind of why I was saying, I mean, that I was like, Mar, I know you got to go. You can stay for the main event if you want, but I kind of know who he was going to pick too anyways, because it seems like if you're picking anything other than Pantoja, who is the negative 200 betting favorite, it's pretty significant. All right. Let's look at some things here. The 34-year-old champ, obviously, Pantoja has multiple rounds within a championship fight, whereas Steve Erceg is, again, even though he has experience in MMA, he's fairly new in the UFC. And again, as you mentioned, he just hasn't fought that many top contenders yet. And as I mentioned earlier, not only is this a bit too soon, you could also say that, yes, as you kind of alluded to within your statement there, Dana White could just be setting up a squash match, so to say, in wrestling terms here for the Brazilian fans. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's literally we want to keep this division alive. And this is another thing that people are not talking about. This is the second time this has happened for me. Third time, I would say on my birthday or around my birthday weekend, where UFC and boxing has been on the same time. Same day. Okay. It was Canelo, Bivol, and I forgot
UFC last year. Yep.
UFC, it was the Michael Chandler kicked Tony Ferguson, that pay-per-view event.
And then
that was a couple years ago. And then last year, which wasn't on my birthday, they still had Pereira fighting Bukovic going against Bud Crawford and Earl Spence. So now
Earl Spence. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now they got Canelo fighting Munguia. And we got this pay-per-view. Why the fuck would you do that? Like, why are you going against? I know Dana White doesn't like Oscar. He does not like Golden Boy Productions. He's not a fan of Oscar.
Makes sense.
But they're stealing like it's. I don't know, man. Like, I'm going to a place where they're showing both fights, so we're gonna be good. Everybody who's out there, and then the DMV.
No, maybe do you think?
Hold on.
No. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Area, Ship Garden on Saturday. That's where I'll be. For both fights. Ship Garden, it's a brewery over in Tyson's Corner area. It's phenomenal. They're gonna show both fights. I know it's gonna rain, but they got coverage. But I'm gonna be there. You see me, buy me a shot of water. Let's go. I'm excited to find out about this Ship Garden more of this when I get home. But yeah, so I just wanted to say and follow up on kind of what you were saying there with this flyweight division not having, as you and Mar alluded to, very many fighters within it at all that can really compete for a title, and him having beat the main contenders multiple times already. First of all, this is most likely, as you said, going to be a squash match. But if we don't see an upset, which is part A of my question, which is, would this be a bigger upset than any other upset we've seen, like Matt Serra knocking out GSP or Holly Holmes over Rousey? Would this be that magnitude of upset? And even if that doesn't happen, which we all probably think it's not going to happen, where do they go from here in this flyweight division? The other contenders are all blah, meh. I would say shout out to my man. Was it Russell over here? Shout out, brother. What's up, man? I would say this fight. Put him back up there. I would say this will probably be one of the biggest upsets. Matt Serra, he was a proven fighter before he beat GSP. Holly Holm had a decorated background. I would say this probably would be one of the biggest upsets offhand I can think of. Stipe Miocic, when he beat Verdun, we knew who Stipe was. No one had him really winning, but when it comes to heavyweights, they have power. So it's like you kind of throw that out the window. So I would say this would be a big, probably one of the top 3, not 5, but 3 upsets if this happens.
So more than likely what you said is correct. Basically, Dana White is sending a big fuck you to Oscar and saying, look, I'm going to put this on in Brazil. It's going to be late, so it's not really going to matter because it's going to be in Brazil and people are going to have to watch it a late time anyways. Yes, what's up?
No, go up toward the comments. Yeah. Russell, yeah.
Wow. Reckless Russell. We appreciate you watching and being a fan. Reckless. I think he could just be throwing this out here, all Brazilian card, squash match, something that maybe it wasn't going to make him a lot of money anyways, and throw it on at the same time as Oscar in the fight so he can have at least his hardcores and take them away from that. I think is kind of, I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
All right, work.
It's one of squash matches, like you said.
Yeah. All right, word. Yeah, I don't think we think anything other than that. So now, my friends, again,
we got to rap about the White Sox. We got some wins, brother. We got some wins. Sorry.
Yes. No. Shout out Tony the Savant was supposed to be with us tonight. Unfortunately, could not make it. Had some things pop up. But don't worry, Tony, we will get you on in the future, my friend. And yes, the White Sox, both your teams, hey, could see a miraculous comeback, but more likely going to be worse than my 1962 Mets and maybe as bad as those Suns collapsed. We'll talk about that here in a second.
Jesus.
But first, let's talk some boxing. And before we get into that again, y'all, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you. Clubber D, the Combat G, your UFC and combat sports MMA boxing insider, and yours truly, the sports professor. Again, smash that subscribe button on YouTube at Ball and Buds.
Holla at us.
BALLANDBUDS. Again, BALLANDBUDS. Subscribe at YouTube. Perfect. All right, next show, 5:30, 24 Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to join us then for UFC 302, and we'll talk all the boxing you can get there as well. Moving on now to a couple fights coming up. First, let's talk about the fight coming out May 11th in Perth, Australia. We have for the vacant IBF lightweight title, Vasily Lomachenko and George Kambosos Jr. So Lomachenko is 17-3 on 11 KOs, coming off of, and I know you're going to touch on this, when he had to go back and fight for his country, right? He is from Ukraine. We all know the story about him giving up his time as a boxer to go back and fight for his country so valiantly as a hero for his country, and now trying to come back and regain that championship. Kambosos, 21-2 with 10 KOs, had gone on to win the championship, but then lost it to Devin Haney and could not win them back in the rematch. So now these two are fighting for the vacant IBF and IBO titles coming up again May 11th in Australia. So Lomachenko again has a chance to become the lightweight world champion. Kambosos has not fought since beating Maxie Hughes in July last year to win that IBO title. What are your thoughts on this fight, my friend?
So they're fighting. They're fighting for the IBF vacant belt. Since Devin Haney has let go of all the belts at 135, so you got them fighting, and then you got Tank fighting Frank Martin in June for the WBA. Lomachenko versus George Kambosos. This is the last stand for both of them. Okay, Lomo, a lot of people think he won. A lot of people, I'm about to block Russell. You shut the hell up. Damn, shut up. But so Lomo. Everyone thinks, a lot of people think he beat Haney, which it was a close fight. I think if he fought more in the 12th round, he would have won that fight, but he kind of laid back a little bit. And then after that, Haney won the fight. But anyway, George Kambosos, he's the one who lost his belts to Haney and then lost a rematch to Haney. He fought one time since, and now he's trying to regain a belt at 135. So I personally think, with this fight being in Australia, I want to lean towards Kambosos, but I think Lomachenko is going to put a clinic on. I think it's going to be old Lomo in this. I honestly think that Lomo is going to be he's going to break him down surgically, and it's going to be one of those typical Lomachenko fights where Kambosos might go down once or twice, maybe 3 times throughout the 12 rounds, but Lomachenko is going to win in the majority of the decision. So I got Lomo in this fight.
All right. Yeah, no, I mean, I can't disagree with you at all. I have to go with obviously your expert opinion, but I think that Lomachenko is going to be hungry. And again, after all his time off and Kambosos going out and losing that title, I think he's going to be hungry to want it back. So I completely agree with you. Awesome. Well, just in case we do not make it back, and again, our next show right now is scheduled for May 30th, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, but that could change, y'all. So make sure you stay subscribed to Ball and Buds on YouTube, and you'll find out when we post new shows, or even, on Twitter. But that being said, in case we do not have a show before then, let's go ahead and briefly touch on the May 18th fight in Saudi Arabia, where we will see the undisputed heavyweight championship up for grabs. And so in this fight, and again, you're not going to make your pick. You're going to do a club banger short later for the fans.
Yeah, it might be a show. You never know.
But for now, we just want to, there may be a show, you never know. But for now, we just want to touch on it briefly because obviously this fight has been off and on, right? injuries, delays. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? We really want to see the first undisputed heavyweight champion in a generation. We haven't seen one since Lennox Lewis back from November 1999 to April 2000. So they are set to fight again after Tyson Fury previously pulled out for his eye cut in sparring back in February. Regardless of what happens, there is a rematch clause. But Fury did lose to the just startup, and again, lose in air quotes, Francis Ngannou, because maybe he didn't take it as seriously. But that looks even worse after Anthony Joshua beat Francis Ngannou. Meanwhile, Usyk hasn't fought since defending his titles against Dubois last summer in controversial fashion, which we actually saw and talked about together on a low blow. That appeal was dismissed. What are your thoughts? Brief introductory thoughts on this heavyweight fight. Do we actually see it?
I see this fight, I think Fury's going to come in with extra anger because you got to look at it like this. They were supposed to fight in December. That didn't happen because of the cut. They were supposed to fight, was it February, March, whatever. That didn't happen because of another cut Fury had. And the fact that he had that cut, they had to push it back. What is his name? I keep Turkey Al-Sheikh, the main guy in Saudi Arabia. He's basically like, if you lose, or if you don't lose, if you don't show up to the fight, we're taking $10 million from you for this card for the state right now. And Usyk, this guy missed the birth of his second or third child because he was in training camp for this. So it's one of those things where it's like this fight has to happen on this date. Okay, I Tyson Fury, as much as I like the guy, he's probably the best pure boxer minus, you know what? Him and Usyk are probably the best pure boxers at heavyweight. Everyone's gonna be watching this thing, and this is gonna be Saudi Arabia showing at Las Vegas. No one cares about Vegas because we're all gonna tune in around 3 o'clock their time, our time, just to watch them fight. So it's gonna be a win for finally boxing. Because we got finally the two biggest and baddest fighting each other and no BSing like we're used to. I can't pick my winner right now, but I'm kind of team Usyk, because Fury doesn't like the shorter, and I'm saying that because I'm saying that with just keep in mind that he is 6'9", but the shorter 6'4", 6'3" type fighters, he doesn't do well with those. He got knocked down by Steve Cunningham, who's a glorified goddamn cruiserweight when he fought in America for the first time. So, he doesn't like shifty guys that can actually box that are around that height. He's been fighting a bunch of cans like Dillian Weiss and the Chisoros, Wilder.
Tomato cans.
Yeah, I mean, he's fighting a lot of those guys, you know what I'm saying? And the heavyweight division, it's so few and far between of talent. I mean, Wilder's not bad. He just doesn't have basic boxing skills. Okay, let's be clear. It's one of those things. I respect Wilder and he has great power, but when he fought Fury, I mean, Fury was like, okay, you're gonna come in 215 pounds. I'm coming in 390, 370, so he used his weight to advantage. And Wilder doesn't know how to throw a straight jab. So it's like one of those things. So it's I'm not gonna give my decision yet. I can't wait for the fight. How about that?
No. That's good. Yeah. Go ahead, and we're gonna get you cooking on a short for that. So everybody be looking out again on Ball and Blood. Subscribe at BALLANDBUDS for all of Clubber D's shorts. If you haven't seen the one of him swinging a golf club, somebody's took it. I still don't know who did it, but it's got over 2,500 views. So go ahead and check that out.
I know who did it. Little sucker.
Well, it's all been outed now.
Yeah,
all right, let's get into a couple. Let's get into a Quiggle, the old Quiggle Giggle. The old Quiggle Giggle. Shout out the old Quiggle. Let's get into a couple quick hitters before we get to the main event. May 6th, this weekend coming up, our boy, Inoue, is fighting Neri. So you got Japan versus Mexico for the Junior Featherweight Undisputed Championship, my friend. What is your club banger?
Well, in a way, May 6th is actually a Monday, but I'm just lied today with that one.
I
got the monster in a way. I got the monster in a way all day. Okay. Oh, I thought he was going. Yep. I got the monster anyway all day. Luis Neri, another person who's popped for steroids before. He's going across. I don't even know if they call it the pond, if it's the opposite way, but he's going to Japan and fight the monster.
I don't know.
Is it the pond? The pond's England.
I don't know.
What is that? The river?
No, I think that's just us. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just the river, whatever. But yeah, he's going to get that ass whooped. He's going to get that ass whooped.
Okay.
In a way, is like I said, he's pound for pound. He's up there, top 5 right now. Will he move up and fight somebody in the 130, 135? Highly doubt it. But he might do that. I just don't think it'll be good for him. I don't think he'll be as effective with that weight class. But yeah, he's gonna lose Neri. He's gamey. He's a game opponent, but his ass whoop. He's gonna lose. I got anyway.
Okay.
Maybe round 6. We'll go round 6.
Hey, and I mean, I can't even see anything different than that. I think that he's gonna whoop his ass as well. But while we're there, let's stay across the pond. Also, May 25th, which again, we may not come on before, but even if we do, we probably weren't going to talk about this fight. But it is important enough for people over the pond, especially, that may like these fighters a lot more. Josh Taylor is fighting Jack Cottrell for the junior welterweights.
Catterall. Yeah, it's going to be a rematch. Yeah, it was Josh Taylor. For folks who don't know, at 140, Josh Taylor was the undisputed champion. He had all the belts at 140, okay? He lost the belts. Teofimo Lopez beat him, and now he didn't. Teofimo Lopez didn't beat him for the belts, but he did beat him his last fight when he fought Jack Catterall. It was they gave it to Josh Taylor, but it should have been Catterall. Should have won that fight. And even at the press concert that they had about a month or 2 months ago, they got to scrapping at the press conference. So this is gonna be one of those fights, just like the first one, from round 1 to round 12, if it goes that long, nonstop action. They're going to go at it. It's going to be a lot of non-season punches thrown, because I think they're fighting, one's representing Ireland, the other one's representing who knows. I don't know. Who cares? But they're going to go at it, and I love it. They are two good fighters. Catterall got a lot of non-season hands going to just, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no adobo, no toadies.
Whoa!
No, none of that. Ain't none of that going on, all right? It's gonna be a lot of salt, pepper. That's all they're gonna throw at each other. So I think it's gonna be a phenomenal fight, just like the first one.
Bangers,
for this,
bangers.
I'm going Jack Catterall. He should have won the first fight. I'm going Catterall right this one. If you saw Josh Taylor's performance against Teofimo Lopez, his last outing, Catterall is gonna whoop that ass. I got Catterall all day.
Ooh, heard it here first, and we ain't talking Jake. We are talking Clubber D with his club banger. Thank you for that. He has Catterall on the win there. All right. Well, moving into the main event for this weekend, Saturday night, Las Vegas. Yes, two. In the line of historic Mexicans, as we will briefly touch on as well, Canelo Alvarez, the super middleweight undisputed champion, who has been champion, as some sort of champion, somebody's champion for a long, long time now, is going up against a very exciting and younger fighter, not obviously as experienced, in Jaime Munguia. Now, as we talk about, before we actually get into the fight, and before Clubber D gets into his actual preview for it, I want him to touch on also, and I'm going to bring some of this up, but the history of Mexican fighting. So WBC President Mauricio Suleiman said that the fight between Alvarez and Munguia could start a Munguia, right? Yep, could start a memorable trilogy. Now, we don't know if it'll get that far. We don't know if Munguia can actually hold up, but we have seen so many great Mexican fighters battle it out. Morales with Marco Antonio Barrera, Marquez and Vasquez, Ruben Olivero and Churcho Castillo, Zarate versus Zamora. So the list goes on and on in Mexican history for fighters, and this should be at least a bout that is competitive, and definitely not going to be a squash match like we're seeing in the UFC side of things this weekend. So you have Canelo is 62-2 with 39 KOs. Munguia is 43-0, so undefeated with 34 KOs. But and Munguia is 6 years younger and holds a significant height advantage, 4 inches, 6 foot to 5'8". So, my friend, with that background, what are your thoughts on Canelo, who last stopped John Ryder in January, Munguia, who last stopped John Ryder in January, versus Canelo, who last fought Jermell Charlo last summer?
Before I jump into this, are we gonna talk about the press conference now, or I'll do it after?
Yeah, I was going to do a fan question on that. There's actually a fan question, so we can talk about it now. But yeah, there's a fan question that came in about the press conference that happened yesterday. We got it late last night in the inbox, and they basically wanted to ask you, we had Oscar De La Hoya accusing Canelo, of saying that he made Canelo, while Canelo is yelling back in a very boisterous manner at this press conference, where he's calling him all sorts of names in Spanish that you should not teach your children. Let you know, and saying that he steals from his fighters. So he called him worse than cabron.
I know that. I know the other.
He said some other ones in there that were really bad. What do you say about this? Does Oscar steal from his fighters? Is Alvarez just talking shit? Also, wow, Oscar got so much under his skin. Canelo came out this morning and said he gonna fight Benavidez too, possibly.
Yeah, okay. You should have fought him 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't want to hear that crap.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Oscar. So Canelo, people who don't know, Oscar and Canelo have been beefing for a long time, ever since he left Golden Boy and has been on his own with his own, and he's fought a little PBC also. But I would say they've been throwing darts at each other, and Oscar's had enough. Oscar basically says, I have my young fighter who's gonna dethrone you. And I think the thing that got under Canelo's skin was when Oscar did a statement and said that when Canelo tested positive for steroids against Triple G, Jaime Munguia at age 21 was ready to step up and take that fight against Triple G. That's when Canelo started getting mad and started, all the cabrón and maricón, all the other curse words in Espanol that he was saying, and saying, focus on your fighter, don't, it's all this other stuff. And it's one of those things where they just don't like each other. Like, Oscar's been kind of quiet per se, but now that he has his fighter, he's like, no, all bets are off. I'm gonna talk shit. This is my guy. He's gonna fuck you up. Right. That's basically what I was saying. And I was moving forward with this. Do I like this fight? No, I don't like this fight because, one, Canelo, this is his third time fighting as undisputed champion. Okay, his first time, or let's see, was first time he fought Triple G. He won the belt. I'm not gonna talk about how he got the belt, so it's kind of a little suspect. But after he beat Caleb Plant and became undisputed, he became the first Mexican undisputed champion. All right, which is amazing. Now, his first title defense, he fought Triple G. Well, Triple G's moving up to 168, a fight that nobody cares about. That fight was 5 years too late. No one cares about Triple G versus Canelo Part 3. Nobody cared about that fight. So that's one. Benavidez should have already fought you. Two, he fights John Ryder, which I was down in Nashville, I think last year for that fight, or on birthday.
Yes.
No one cared about that fight. No one cared about that fight. No
one cared at all.
You're saying he was a WBA mandatory. Benavidez was a WBC mandatory for 3 years. Not WBA.
Come on, baby.
David Morrell has been a WBA mandatory for 3 years or whatever. Benavidez about 3 years also. Now you fight John Ryder, another person from across the pond, another Jimmy McDitton or Johnny McMuffin, whatever you want to call him over there.
Johnny McMuffin.
Yeah. This is the third title offense. You fight Charlo coming from 154 to 168. You have mandatories in David Morrell and David Benavidez, but you're fighting somebody moving up 2 weight classes for undisputed versus undisputed. That's my problem with Canelo. Why are you fighting these guys instead of fighting these undisputed people? And then you go, oh, I'll fight Benavidez if I get 200 million. What the fuck? What? 200 million?
Yeah.
If you're scared of him, just say you're scared. Just say
you're scared. Just
Yeah,
say you're
agree.
scared. Let you feel it. So, but you're right about that because Benavidez has always been the ideal opponent for at least the last 2 years for Alvarez. He twice held the WBC super middleweight championship. He dominated Caleb Plant to retain the WBC interim title. So there was no doubt in anyone's mind that Benavidez should have been fighter that Alvarez was fighting this time around and not Munguia. Am I saying that pretty accurately?
Benavidez never lost his belt. It just got taken away twice. One, he popped hot for cocaine in the system. Second, he popped hot for, he didn't pop hot, but he was overweight and lost his belt on a scale. Okay, that was him not being disciplined. So he lost the belt twice. Canelo got the belt when he fought Liam Smith or one of them, Johnny McDittons from Great Britain. Shout out to CJ Sports TV. I stole that from him. I'm not gonna lie, but he fought Liam Smith or one of the Smith brothers in London, from London, and they said it was this belt, and we're going to give you the WBC also. That rarely happens. That does not happen a lot. Where they're going to throw in another belt. So that's how we got the WBC belt, and since then, years ago, been avoiding Benavidez. Like, I don't want to hear any Canelo stand saying that Canelo is not scared to fight. Yes, he is not scared to fight. Yes, he is. Okay, because he should already fought him. It's been 3 years now. And my only problem is, Canelo, if you're going to see all the belts behind me, it reminds me of your mom's house. We should whoop your ass. Anyways, if you're going to have all the belts, if you're not going to fight the top fighters, let the belts go. Let them go. Okay? I would not care if he fought Munguia, who's moving up. This is only his third fight fighting at this weight class. If you're going to fight fighters from lighter weight classes, let the belts go to people who deserve them. If you're going to fight people that, aren't in your class, that's just all I have to say about that. I'm a fan of Canelo.
Don't hold the belts hostage. You've always said that. There
you go. Yeah, I'm objective. A lot of people like to be, I like this fighter. I'm going to stick with him regardless. He can eat shit, but I can say it's steak. No, if it's shit, it's shit. I'm not afraid to do that. Okay, so I'm a fan of Canelo, but let the belts go if you're going to do this shit. That's all I'm saying. That's my only issue with Canelo.
And the biggest complaint by most boxing fans is that Alvarez is bigger than the rules. That they don't enforce him against mandatories like they didn't against David Morrell, who was the WBA secondary champion for nearly 4 years. Yep. So it seems like just no one is holding him to account, and that he's getting pretty much able to do whatever he wants to do.
I'm about to fly to Puerto Rico and talk to Suleiman because that's where he lives. He's Puerto Rican. I'm about to go to Suleiman, the WBC council of like 20 people. You know what I'm saying? And talk to him about that because WBC they can order David Benavidez, but David Benavidez is now taking the high road and saying, you know what, I'm going to move up to light heavyweight and fight there. Okay, so he's moving up in weight class, which is like, man, screw that. If I was him, if this was the 90s, even the 80s. Oh no, I'm on social. Well, they had social media back then, but I'm on somewhere. I'm talking. Yeah, social media. He's stuck with me. He's like a punk. You better act like fucking. You better act like what's his name? Clubber Lang. God dang it! You better act like him. Even your mama, even your wife love me. You better talk like that. Hey, talk about him, man.
Even your wife love it.
Let's go. Let's get this going.
All right. So, aside from all of that nonsense, which we know has been a point of consternation for all boxing fans, is that Alvarez gets away with everything and he doesn't fight Benavidez, and we've been missing out on the great fights, as Mar said earlier. And you have pointed out for years upon years upon years that we've talked at boxing, MMA, combat sports, and you've been telling the world that these fighters are just trying to protect the trying to protect the money, never trying to fight each other, never trying to give us the real fights like we used to see in the 80s that we always talked about with Duran and Sugar Ray and all the other great fighters. That being said, let's go ahead and move on to the actual fight, since we don't want to mess around with that BS, since it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, as you mentioned. People should not overlook Munguia. Now, he is a very big underdog, 400 plus 400 underdog. So he's a pretty hefty underdog, but he is a talented fighter who is a high punch output, and that could put some chinks in the armor of Alvarez, who is slowing down a little bit more. But even then, even though his punch output has dropped, he's more savvy, Alvarez is. So Munguia's best path to victory, in my point of view, would be to continue to put the pressure as much as possible on Alvarez. As he gets older and his defense kind of wanes a little bit, and Munguia is the more physical, younger, maybe even stronger. I mean, Alvarez is pretty strong, but maybe even stronger fighter. While I see that Alvarez is going to have to make sure that he's using that elusiveness, movement that he's been getting better at as he's aged, and which we have to give it to him. He's aging like fine wine, and he's still the better puncher, right? So what are your thoughts on the actual match? Does Munguia actually have any chance whatsoever?
Okay. So last time Canelo's fought somebody kind of similar to Munguia was Dimitri Bivol, and he lost that fight because Bivol he's the bigger guy. He moved up, but Bivol, a lot of output, good on his feet, can get in the pocket, get out the pocket. Stuff I've seen from Jaime Munguia, he's similar to that. He does have power, but when he fought Sergey, I'm gonna butcher his name, Derevchenko, which was a close fight. They gave it to Munguia, but that was a very close fight at 168. He got rocked a couple times in that fight. They gave him the win, but he got rocked. His last fight against John Ryder at 168, he knocked him out. John Ryder's like, why would you fight him? But it's kind of to show I could do this faster than Canelo could do it, because Canelo didn't knock him out and Munguia knocked him out. He's the ex-champion at 160, at I believe it was 164, moving up. So I personally think I have Canelo winning this fight. I had him winning maybe an early round knockout, maybe the third or fourth round, because of his power. But I'm gonna do a big caveat on this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hold up. Oh, dude.
Clubs bangers.
There we go.
Clubs bangers. Clubs.
I think Canelo might be too overzealous and lose on points to Munguia. Decision.
Whoa!
I'm sorry. No split decision, because they will never give Canelo a majority. This man has split decision against Floyd, which is ridiculous. But yeah. I think.
Do I need to hit the button again? Did you just really do that?
No. I said majority. I still got Munguia like winning the whatever. But I'm saying like it's majority split decision.
Bangers.
That's
Clubs.
what I'm saying. They're not gonna flip all three.
Bangers. Clubs. Bangers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that deserved the 5 club bangers.
Yeah.
What? Oh my goodness.
Now, hold on.
Wow.
I said Canelo might get him up out of there, but if all things go the way I'm thinking, it's gonna be Munguia.
What is your official? We need the official, like a referee official.
Official would be Canelo in 3.
Okay. Canelo in 3 is your official. Okay.
But I will not be shocked.
Caveat.
My caveat will not be shocked if Munguia outpoints him.
Right.
That's what it is.
All right, cool.
All right.
Okay, I thought you meant Munguia was going to outpoint for the victory.
The old Taylor be getting me sometimes. All right, it be getting me. All right.
The what? The who? The deuce is Old Taylor.
Hey, it's good bourbon. It's good bourbon. Some of y'all suckers out there with dirty fingernails typing can't afford that $20 bottle.
So if you all did not get that, it was a Canelo 3rd round knockout, or clubber caveat, a split decision victory by Munguia. So go ahead and bet that on FanDuel, DraftKings. Go get your Canelo. It's probably going to be a 1st to 6th round KO sort of prop is usually how they do that. So go ahead and choose that. It's probably going to be a nice little payout. Probably get it 30-1 or something like that. So definitely go check that out. That being said, thank you all again for tuning in. We have the fan mailbag still to go. So a couple more questions for Clubber D from the fans. So please stay tuned. We're going to go 20 more minutes to the top of the hour. Good, nice 2-hour session for y'all today. We thank y'all again for tuning in to Ball and Bud's Combat Sports Special, featuring our UFC and combat sports insider, Clubber D, the Combat G, and yours truly, Omar, the Sports Professor Fonseca. Yes.
Click ad on Facebook. Click ad right now if you're on YouTube. Click ad.
Hit subscribe on
Hit it.
YouTube right now. If you're on IOW, jump over to Ball and Buds. If you're on Let's Talk Sports or Bottom Line, jump over to Ball and Buds. Hit subscribe. If you're on Instagram, we're probably gonna lose you here in about a couple minutes. So if we lose you, make sure you subscribe to Ball and Buds. Oh, and we're on Instagram and Twitter too. Holla. All right, fan mailbag. That being said, first
and write a question so I can answer y'all shit too, okay? Because these questions where he's answering is stuff we get. So write something in. Let us know. Any other outlets? Let us know.
Yeah, it's actually Clubber D BNB at Gmail. So again, pretty simple. Clubber D BNB at Gmail. So go ahead and email that, or if you want, you can always do Ball and Buds.
Emailing me. Some of y'all moms be emailing me. They need to calm down. Some of y'all moms need to chill out.
Emailing them. All right. So first question from the fan mailbag. This comes from, oh, don't do that to my man Jake. Oh, that's messed. Hot Take Jake is horrible, and I'm telling you, this is a true fan. Hot Take Jake is horrible from Texas. So this is somebody that is clearly, this might be Jake's friend or something trying to hate on Jake. But anyways, it's a question about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. So it says, Clubber D, just this week, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul were sanctioned as a actual professional bout by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations. Paul is listed as a 195 favorite on ESPN Bet. What are your thoughts on a 58-year-old man turning in June, Mike Tyson, the former heavyweight champion, going up against a 27-year-old social media sensation who has not yet proven himself to be a boxer in the name of Jake Paul? What are your thoughts? Do you think this is a sham? Do you think this is a good to be sanctioned? Obviously, we don't expect your choice here, but what are your thoughts on this fight, Clubber D?
I hate this fight. I hate everything about it. I hate people that are promoting it. I hate every part of this fight. Okay, this is I didn't think they were going to sanction this. I didn't think they were going to let this be weird.
I can't believe that
with this fight. I'm
eight rounds, 2 minutes. 8 rounds, 2 minutes. What is
8
that?
rounds,
it's
2 minutes. Okay. That's how they did the women's. That's how they do women's fights. To be honest with you. Okay. Shout out to Amanda Serrano. She was the first woman in her fight to other young lady. But they did 3-minute rounds, and WBC didn't want to recognize that for women's sports. I think women boxing should do 3-minute rounds because they can fight just like men. But regardless, they're doing 2-minute rounds, which is, how are you going to sanction that? How are you going to say this is a real fight if you're not doing the 3-minute rounds for men? If only men could do 3-minute rounds, so that's just stupid. The gloves, I figured they're going to go that ounce gloves.
14 ounce.
That's pretty big. Pause. So I just not a fan of what's going on. I hate every part of this because it's a lose-lose. If Tyson wins, we all said, I told you so. If Tyson loses, that's a 58-year-old man fighting a 27, 28-year-old man. What the fuck y'all think would happen? Just because y'all see a clip of him sparring for 30 seconds, that's only 20, 30 seconds of his training. You really think that 58-year-old man can last that long? That's why it's 2-minute rounds instead of 3. But I just don't like it. Not a fan.
No, I mean I respect it. You are not the first or anybody that, I mean, a lot of people hate this fight, to be completely honest, on the internet. But coming from you, who has watched boxing for a long, long time, that carries a lot of weight. Also, Stephen A. Smith said he was disappointed as well that it was sanctioned. So, the last time we saw Tyson. You sure do. If yours was able to grow out.
I ain't taking it off.
Tyson last fought Roy Jones in an exhibition in 2020. Paul has fought the likes of nobody whatsoever and wants to be a championship fighter, which isn't going to happen. This is on Netflix. which means it's all just a money grab. So I'm
Yep.
with you. I can't believe this actually got sanctioned. I'm quite surprised that the Department of Labor and Regulations in Texas would even put themselves in that sort of predicament. But hey, who the fuck am I? That being said, let's move on to the second question. This is
How dare
from
you use
the
that word?
Prince's. I apologize. This is from the King's Prince, and this is straight from Dubai. So we have a person in
Okay.
Dubai asking this question.
Been
Floyd
here 3
Mayweather and Bill Haney have been in a huge back and forth over, and this was even before Devin Haney lost to Ryan Garcia.
Exactly.
And there are also, no, but I mean they're like talking and stuff has gone on for a long time. Is what I mean. Yeah. And then now there are rumors, and I don't know this to be true, so I can't confirm. But the person on the question is saying there are rumors that Floyd is stuck in Dubai. Can you give us some insight into this, Clever D? I know nothing about this.
So with the Floyd and Bill Haney stuff, Bill Haney and Floyd went back and forth on IG Live. Floyd was basically going back and forth with him. We're talking about, I'm 50-0 under the lights. Bill Haney got on how Floyd has always been hating on Devin Haney and always blocking him on certain fights and things of that nature, which is true. He's blocked him quite a bit, so he can't perspire. And it all boils down to 2 things. One, Devin Haney never signed with Floyd Mayweather's TMT. He wanted to be his own boss, so that's why it's Devin Haney Promotions. Okay, he never signed with Floyd. Floyd was mad about that. Second was sparring. Floyd lost to Haney in sparring at that little spot they have in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
Haney beat everybody, even though Floyd sent that clip to Ryan Garcia that was edited against Tank. He still beat Tank in that sparring session. He beat him, So, but Floyd has a good point saying that hey, under the lights, I'm 50-0. Sparring don't mean nothing. So it's kind of like he kind of acknowledged that yes, Haney did get him in sparring, and Haney was undefeated in his gym in sparring. And mind you, he was 16 years old when he was fighting these grown ass men, because Tank was 20 when he fought him in sparring. So that went to let's talk about Floyd being stuck in Dubai. Right now, he's being stuck in Dubai because it's over. From the reports, they're saying jewelry and funds missing as far as jewelry, and I want to say not gambling, but I think it has to do with the jewelry. And they don't play over there when it comes to if you owe them money. Their court is very strict. I don't know if it was the handler or somebody that Floyd was messing with that kind of coerced him or got him into a bad deal. Regardless, Dubai government is not letting him up out of there until all debts are paid. To be deeper about this, I know there's an issue going on between Palestine and Israel. I believe Floyd liked a certain side, so I'll just put it at that. I can't hear you, but I can't hear. I can't put it. I can't.
No, somebody came in to talk to me. My bad.
Oh, okay. I can't put it on that being the reasoning, but I'll just say that, that might play a factor also, that Floyd has been publicly about a certain side of that whole conflict and where he's at in Dubai and him owing money. That's all right there. So I'll just leave that alone. But yeah, he's still in Dubai right now. He's still in Dubai and he can't get up out of there. So
with all the stuff going on and all the go ahead.
No, I'm saying also with him in the midst of being in Dubai, he said, I had no sugar in my tank, and put out videos of Tank, because him and Tank Davis don't like each other. So Tank dancing in his drawers and doing all this other weird shit, slapping his ass. And so they've been going back and forth. And Shakur Stevenson called out Tank. And Floyd Mayweather reposted that. So it's a lot of stuff going on right now. Floyd's over there in Dubai, but he's still doing his puppet strings, on the boxing community. And I love it.
A lot of blade action going on there that you just described.
Blade action. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to my brother.
Shout out Big D Club the Ridge. No, but that's that. Yeah, we need to go pay him a visit. But that's crazy that.
No, he's here.
He's here now. Oh, wow, nice. Shout out, bro. But with the with everything that's going on in these colleges and with the protests, and we know everything going on over in that side of the world, there's just certain things you can and cannot do, and especially in some of those countries, they take a lot of those things a lot more serious than we do over here. And so you will get caught up very quick. So be careful when you go overseas, Americans. That being said, hopefully he returns safe. But yeah, him and Haney going back at it is just adding another spice level to everything, especially with these new PED allegations and all of this other stuff. So, by the way, if you didn't know, Ball and Buds, we are huge in China. I have to send you this email. I got emailed, and we are in the top 30 in entertainment in China. Top 30 in entertainment in China.
Konnichiwa, motherfuckers.
So what that's first of all, it's Japanese.
But shit.
Damn it, man.
I don't know. Shit.
Oh my God. It just went way downhill. Damn, I'm trying to go back to my Mandarin so I can save it, but I can't. Anyways,
I know. Yeah, it's all good.
Anyways, so yeah, shout out to everybody over there. Obviously, you guys got a lot of band stuff that you can't watch, so that's why you're watching us. Hey, but we appreciate you watching anyways, and everybody else there too.
We got you. Any question you guys want, send it up. Keep sending them over. We'll translate them. We got you. All right. Shout out to everybody out there.
Clubber D BNB. Clubber D BNB at Gmail. So Clubber D BNB for Ball and Buds, and that's BN. Go. All right. Anyways, let's get on to the next question. Actually, this is there's two more questions. Okay. So the third question is Deontay Wilder. Oh, sorry. This is coming from the Bollywood Boxer. Ooh, yes. I love how many foreign submissions we have this week.
Shout out to Russell Simmons. Be out there.
There you go. Deontay Wilder is fighting Big Baby Anderson on a historic card in August 3rd. Are the rumors if he can win on June 1st? What is going to be the nature of this historic card that they're talking about?
Well, I'm gonna save that for the next show. But this card that His Excellence Turkish Sheikh, I'm saying his name all wrong, but the guy out of Saudi Arabia, he's phenomenal. He is.
I'm not gonna try
Turkish Ali Sheikh. I think it's Turkish Ali Sheikh. Anyways, he has Bud Crawford fighting for possibly 2 belts. He has Azik Pitbull Cruz fighting Rilo on that card. He has David Morrell fighting on that card. He has Andy Ruiz against Jarrell Miller fighting on that card. Who's test positive for steroids? That fight, I'll get into that fight another time, but that fight comes full circle. It's funny. But you got them fighting on that card. You got just announced all Mexican Americans. Okay, you rock with Ryan Garcia, rock with Virgil Ortiz. This man is 21-0, 21 knockouts. Okay. 21-0, 21 knockouts, 100%.
That's crazy.
Knockout. Okay,
That's
he's phenomenal. Out of Texas. He's another one of Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya fighters. Oscar De La Hoya brought him up the correct way. So he's moved up to 154, and he's fighting Tim Tszyu. Okay, that's gonna be on that. That's gonna be on that card. All right,
this card is awesome.
That's gonna be on that card. You got Andy Ruiz, who's Olympic Cuban gold medalist, who's probably this is my 5th or 6th fight. He's gonna be on that card. All right. So
wow, what a card!
It's this card from top to bottom is great for boxing. All right. If you're a novice fan or if you're a brand new fan, this is the boxing card to watch. All right. Everybody's gonna be on this card, and His Excellency Turkish Ali Sheikh. I'm messing his name up, but respectfully, he's putting this together. And this is going to be not in Saudi Arabia, but in Las Vegas. So you got Bud Crawford as the main.
Oh,
okay. You got Pitbull Cruz. You got David Morrell. Wow. You got Tim Tszyu. You got freaking Virgil Ortiz. You know, you got Andy Ruiz. You got everybody. And
Andy Ruiz
on his card. Yeah. So
that is a massive card.
Just go full circle. I'll be real quick with this. Jarrell Miller was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua in his American Pro debut in Madison Square Garden. Popped hot for steroids. Andy Ruiz was a late sub in. Beat Joshua for all the belts. Okay. So
I'm acting like I don't know.
Now Jarrell Miller and DeReese are fighting each other. Now it comes full circle. Look at that. So there you go.
I like it. I act like I'm acting like it's new for me for the fans, even though I watched the match.
I watched that.
Anyway,
I literally watched that in my bedroom with my girl at the time, and she was like, "I want to go to bed." I said, "Woman, shut up. We're watching this fight." And it was an upset.
Shut. Lucky you ain't getting no shaft, woman. You better shut.
Yeah, she got it later.
Shaft.
It happened.
All right, we ain't gonna talk about that. Some of your mothers know. Some of your mothers and your wives know pretty well. As Clubber D and the sports professor used to say, AGG.
Yeah.
That being said, last question before we get to my fun question. This comes from Bare Knuckle Brawler from Miami. Shout out Miami 305. I need to come visit soon. Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal, rumored boxing coming up. What is the status?
Yeah, we got that fight going on, and then you also got Fernando Vargas' son fighting Ryan Garcia's younger brother on that card as well, and they were talking shit to each other. Like Ryan Garcia at the press conference was like, "Hey, my brother's gonna beat your ass, just like Oscar beat your dad's ass," and then Fernando Vargas' son was like, "Hey, we're not quitters like your older brother." Yeah, like Ryan Garcia, like he quit against Tank. So they're going back for it. That's on the undercard.
That's some good stuff. There we go.
Nate Diaz against Jorge Masvidal. We're probably going to cover this on the next one or the next one and 30th. But my real question is, who cares? Who asked for this? Neither one of them can box. Neither one.
Wow. Okay.
Neither one.
So you're not interested in watching two MMA people box at all?
No, not at all. I'll get more detail at the next one once I kind of see them sparring. But Nate Diaz, we saw what he can do against Jake Paul. He was punching like this. You have to turn your punch as a boxer. It was no.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Hey, y'all, and on that note, let's talk about what Clubber D was talking about. The next time you will see us, check out the bottom of your screen. We will be for Ball and Buds Combat Sports Special on Thursday, May 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on the West Coast. That being said, always, and you should do it right now. I see all of you on the screen watching. Before you leave, before you jump off the stream, please, because I know everybody says they're going to go do it, but then you forget, you get busy, whatever.
It's free.
Go now.
Free.
YouTube, please support your boys, yo. Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS, Ball and Buds. Please subscribe on YouTube and watch our videos, and obviously you'll get updated there in case we go early, because we may show up halfway through as we are wont to do sometimes. But yeah, support us. That's the only way we're going to get to live our dream and get to where we want to be and get paid for this. All of your support matters. Every view, every like, every subscribe, every comment, even if those comments are coming on Wildcard Mars stream from somebody named Lancelot Russell, who apparently wants to box Clubber D for $1,000. Sir, we don't know who you are, but thanks for the comments, because you really did.
Thanks for watching
Wildcard Mars stream, and we appreciate you watching, brother. So we want you to live a blessed night, have a blessed night. Because I think we're too old for that fighting for money BS.
I live in two-way state. I don't do all that tussling. I have a two-way state, Virginia.
So join us again, and yes, go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, I would say this. Hey, look here, everybody. If you're on here, just like your boys, okay? Whatever streaming platform you're looking at or liking, and also I'm gonna put this out there right now. You can see my Twitter thing right here, or you can see Omar's. Or you can find us on Ball and Buds on Instagram, or even the Bottom Line Sports. Check in on Sunday with the Bottom Line Sports. Whoever posts something cool or exciting liquor to take a shot of, if it's something reasonable, I'll do it. Okay? Write us. Okay? I will review whatever shot that you say to take. I'll do it. Put it out right now. You gotta like it. You gotta know if you're a member, all right?
And look, as he said, right at the bottom of the screen, you can email mailbag questions for Clubber D to ballandbuds@mvpsmb or clubberdbnb@gmail.com. And also, next to our names are our Twitter handles. So you can follow us there. And again, the most important is YouTube, y'all. Ball and Buds at YouTube. Subscribe. We appreciate you again. We thank you, fans. We love you. And before we get out of here, one last question for Clubber D. How do you feel about your Suns, the big three super team, just collapsing all over your dreams?
Well, you know, like I said, I turned 42 on Saturday. I'm pretty happy to be 42 because I got a lot of people that I know that haven't made it to this age. Omar, man, he has birthday last week, I believe. So
sir.
you know, was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. Yeah. So you know, I'm happy to get to the age I'm at. All right. So I'm not mad about getting older. And I say that to say for all my friends who haven't made to my age or you know, is what it is. As for the Suns, I'm used to it. We've never won a championship. We always do something stupid to lose a championship. We got our owner talking shit to Dan Gilbert, which is on recording.
I gotta see
you know
that.
what I'm saying? So we're losers. Okay. We picked up Bradley Beal, who is on super contract for no fucking reason. Why would you get, first of all, the Bullets, the Wizards? Why the fuck would you pay Bradley Beal a super max contract? Okay. Second, Suns, why do you feel like you need to get him? Like he's just gonna, this guy, he smoked a dunk. This guy missed 2 dunks, got rim check. Yo, I drink Sprite, rim check twice in the series against the Timberwolves. What the fuck are y'all doing? Okay. You think I want to stay up and watch y'all? These aren't the Kevin Johnson Sons, who I met before. Kevin Johnson's amazing. This is not the Charles Barkley Sons. This ain't the Dan Marley Sons. This ain't the Wayman Tisdale
Round
Sons.
mound of rebound.
This ain't the Wayman Sons. This ain't the Elliot Perry with the high sock Sons. I'm a Suns fan from that era. Okay? But then the Amari Stoudemire era. Okay, the Steve Nash era. And then what the fuck is going on with this? Got paid all these money, these bums. I talk shit, but it's Stockholm Syndrome, and I'm still going to root next year.
Got it.
Oh my God. On that note, y'all, we thank you for tuning in. What an amazing show. Thank you to Wildcard Mark for coming in, our special guest, as always, our boy. Shout out IOW Sports Network crew. Detroit Mel, check us out on Storyline Sports coming soon. And again, just subscribe to everybody. Subscribe to everybody. Ball and Buds, y'all.
Shout out to Bottom Line Sports. Shout out to everybody. Canteen.
We appreciate
Jake.
you.
Hot Take Jake, Flo, all y'all guys. Shout out to
Bottom Line Sports.
Detroit Mel, IOW Sports. Let's go.
And by the way, go ahead and check out Bottom Line, as he said, on Sundays. Sunday nights, we are coming on. So at the Bottom Line Sports on Facebook, join the sports group that we have because it's awesome. Flo posts a lot of cool sports stories, and we talk a lot of shit. So that's at the Bottom Line Sports. Peace.
Peace with the millions.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist. Yo, I got that Ric Flair figure flow. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will go. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. Hard like winter cold. Bust these fools, anything less than killing whack rappers is a crime. I stay trying to get mine. Stacking value, packing venues, winning over time. Ain't no fine timeline. Open your eyes, you're looking for the best, and this is what you find. Game is only for the bold. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing from parts unknown, your UFC and combat sports insider, Clubber D, the Combat G, and the Sports Professor.